I'm totally aware that Albie Layer is doing stuff that I'm never going to be able to do. And Tika Nui Smith is catching waves that I'm never going to catch. I'm Dan Boehne, shaper for Infinity Surfboards. I started shaping in 1988 when I was 11 years old. My brother and I started making boards for some friends, probably mostly to save them some money because we did them cheap because it was a way for us to learn. And it worked out with the dad that shapes because he'd fix all of our mistakes. By junior high, a couple guys like Mike Kirkshank and Pat O'Connell and some of the local pros, Vince Delapino, were getting some boards. And that's when it really started becoming fun and we started making more boards for everybody. I do a lot of boards for sort of reef pass tubey waves, and then a lot of boards for sort of Salt Creek lowers, kind of California surf. A lot of Hawaiian guys get boards from me. They kind of get boards from local shapers because maybe the boards that they have are tuned in better for Hawaii, so they want something that has a rocker that's tuned in here. Last summer, 2 Hawaiians, Nathan Carvalho and Kaoli Kaukaloa, stayed with me the whole summer, and we just made a ton of boards. They'd come in, we'd shape them together, we'd get them glassed real quick, go down and I'd video like every session with them. And from the beginning to the end, you can really see a huge difference in how well the boards worked. I'm really driving the designs by trying to work as close as I can with team riders. Hank Gaskell started getting boards. I don't know if he got my number from Kalani or what. He came and bought one off the rack, and I'm like, hey, let's work on some designs. I want to take advantage of that. 3 weeks ago, maybe, Jamie O'Brien called me to order a quiver. He got 4 boards he's going to South Africa with, and I didn't even know he had my number, so I think it's fun for me. Right now, surfing is progressing. It's crazy how much it's changed. I was younger and surfing a lot. I was riding a board a few inches over my head. Now everybody knows that you're going smaller. Albie's a pretty tall guy, and I'm making him a lot of 5/8. One idea that we had was he does these double spins and just trying to keep the swing weight down to help spin, just, you know, but keeping the volume in there, and it makes a huge difference for these air guys. And so, yeah, things are changing a lot. I think for young kids coming up, having a relationship with a shaper makes a huge difference. Volume's a really important number. You can't get good at surfing if you're not catching waves. So I think when you're small and learning, it's important to have a board with volume. As you get better, you can get into a board that has a volume that matches your weight pretty quickly. It's definitely a mistake to size yourself up to one of the better kids that are your same size, because you're gonna grab one of his boards, take it out, and you'll never catch a wave. And if you catch it, it's gonna be hard to get it figured out. So I think at first, you definitely wanna just grab a bigger used board. And the neat thing about that, a lot of times you can ride them, and when you're done, you can sell them for the same price you got them for. And so it's not a big investment. And then when you're ready, usually you work your way down, usually in steps, you know. So sometimes people will start on a long board, and then we won't put them on a tiny short board next. We'll put them on something a little oversized, and then you put them on something the right size. Inside the shaping community, everybody knows that there's a few shapers with the big names, but there's a lot of other guys that are making their boards for them that are just as good. And San Clemente has more of these guys than anybody. Terry was a big influence just with techniques. Terry and my dad really showed me everything. I think boards that I liked looking at growing up, Timmy Patterson was the go-to guy around here, and he still is, you know. I come home at 11, you know, my kids are sleeping and I didn't even get to see him that day, but this is all I've done. I've been doing this since I was a little kid, and so it's pretty hard to hang it up. I imagine I'll keep doing it forever.